Thank you for calling. You have reached the recruiting department. Please hold and one of our agents will be with you shortly. This is Stephanie.
Yes, Stephanie, I called about half an hour ago regarding a truck driver job in Salt Lake City. Are you the recruiter?
Yes. For what location did you say you're inquiring about?
Salt Lake, Utah.
We're looking for a Class A driver. It would be out of Salt Lake City in Utah. And right now, the only thing we would have available would be for a part-time on-call driver. So on-call meaning that it's not a set schedule. You'd be basically just, the supervisor would give you a call in case you'd like to cover call-outs or vacation days.
What is the area?
What is the what, I'm sorry?
What is the area? How far is the driving?
So it's in Salt Lake City and it's local. Our drivers go to like Mount Ogden. It's local around Salt Lake City. They're home daily.
And what kind of truck?
They're automatic and you're hauling a 53-footer dry van.
All right, and how often is the call? How often can the person get? How many hours can a person work a week?
So since it's on call, it's like I said, it's not a set schedule. You could, at most, it could be 30 hours or it could be less, and your week-to-week basis would vary. So for instance, 1 week you might possibly work 30 hours. The following week, it might be less than that. You might work 10. This varies on a week-to-week basis depending on call-outs or vacation days.
And is it a touch freight or a touch? What does the driver do?
It is.
Yes.
So we have a contract with USPS and we haul mail for them. It is touch freight. Our drivers go to main distribution to the post office. You need to help load and unload the trailers. They're mail carts, so you just roll them out.
And is it a day or night or 24?
It can be, so fill-in could be day or night shift, either or.
Okay.
It's an on-call basis whenever they need you.
All right. A few more questions. How many drivers do you have in your company, or how many trucks do you have?
So we're nationwide. We have contracts all over the U.S.
And how many years are you in business?
We've been in business for like over 20 years.
All right. Maybe a few more questions before I fill the application. How much do they pay?
How much, what, I'm sorry?
How much do I get paid for that? What is the salary or the
Rate of pay is based upon contract in Salt Lake City. The drivers get paid $34.40 an hour.
And can a driver decline a call? For example, if the driver is not available, can I say I am not available at this hour?
So for the position that we're looking for right now, no. If the supervisor lets you know ahead of time that he needs you, then we would need you for that specific shift.
Well, so, since you said it is part-time on call, so the driver gets a call ahead of time, but the driver said I'm not available at that time because it's a part-time job. Is that okay or not?
No, it's not okay.
Well,
So that's why we need somebody who's available and flexible with the time. The supervisor does the best to go ahead and let you know beforehand, at least 24 hours in advance. If it's for vacation, they'll let you know even a week before. So you need to be available to go ahead and work those hours. So we need somebody with the open availability.
Yes, I have no problem. The only question mark I have is that since it is on call and there is no guarantee how many hours I can work, how much income I can make from the job. If you put a restriction that I have to get out every time I get a call. Suppose I get only one call a month, or only a few hours a month. It's very hard to get somebody to work for 2 hours a month or 5 hours a month. if you, my question is that simple. There is a minimum number of hours per week.
So, as I previously mentioned, since it's on call, I don't have an exact number for you of how many hours a week you would be receiving. The positions that we had of it, there was set schedules for full-time and part-time drivers. Those routes have already been fulfilled, so now we only need fill-in drivers. So I can't give you an exact number of hours that you would be working every week.
All right, I think you answered my question very good. Maybe I have one more question before I fill the application. How often do you get full-time jobs?
We have full-time routes available. Those routes have been filled. If a full-time route were to become available, it would be if a driver in the Salt Lake area resigns or quits. So I don't have an exact time frame. It's if a driver were to quit out in that area, then the full-time route would be open up.
Well, can I ask another way? When is the last time you hired a full-time driver in Salt Lake?
Last week.
Okay.
We just hired like 10 drivers last week for full-time routes.
So it seems
Had
that,
you maybe called us before, then we would have still had positions, but we onboarded all the full-time and part-time drivers.
okay. So if I apply and I get the part-time job, is it do you have a priority when you hire a full-time driver, or does the part-time driver will be informed if there are full-time positions available?
So if you were already onboarded as a part-time driver and you wanted to transition to full-time, then that would be an option as long as you keep communication with your supervisor advising that you want to transition to a full-time when a full-time route becomes available. Then it is easier for you to transition to full-time rather than somebody applying who hasn't been hired.
All right, and what is involved in the hiring process? Suppose I fill the application now. What do you have, like orientation and stuff like that, background check?
So there's a screening process that we go through. You have to submit an online application via Sentry. We will then review your driving experience, any safety as well. So we're looking at making sure you are a safe driver, no major violations or major accidents. Can't have any misdemeanors or felonies. So those are things that we look at. If we were to go ahead and proceed with your application and we get approval from the insurance, then you would have an interview and road test with the supervisor. If all goes well and we go ahead and bring you on board, then there is an orientation, which you'll meet on your first date. You'll go ahead and have a training period with another driver, and they'll go ahead and go with you along with the route to show you how to get inside the post office and how to teach you and all of that. So the first couple of days, you're training with somebody else.
Okay, I still have. I get more questions. I'm sorry. I'm almost done with my questions. What other locations close to Salt Lake do you have full-time positions?
The closest one would be out of Boise.
Out of where?
Boise, Idaho.
Oh, Boise. Oh, that is like 300 miles away. Then there is a chance that I fill the application and you put it on hold until you get a full-time position?
So we would recommend that you fill out an application if you're looking for full-time, then to do it at the time that a full-time position is available, because your application only stays current for 30 days. So if in 30 days we don't have an opening for a full-time, you're going to have to reapply.
All right.
You're more than welcome to submit an application if you'd like. But like I said, if you're looking for full-time and it's been past the 30 days, you're going to have to submit another application.
Yes, the only quandrum I have is that I do have a job, but my job I don't get enough hours. So if I quit my job and get your job, which is part-time, you don't have any guarantees that I will make hours. So
Yes, that's correct.
So that will create a problem for me that if I apply for your job and you still have a strict rule about I cannot decline an offer. If I get call, I have to get out and do it. I'll be running into problem with my other job. So I cannot really have two jobs in the same time. So I will fill the application and try to keep in touch with you until I see if I can get a full job with your company. Would that work?
Yeah, that's fine. You can go ahead and submit. You can give us a call or touch base with us and see. I don't know, maybe in a month. I'm not sure. I might give you an exact date as to when something will open up. But you can check back with us and see if we have a full-time position that I can go ahead and also keep your information and give you a call so a full-time route becomes available.
Perfect. That will help me. So, do you have an option that you can update inform me by call whenever you have a full-time job?
So I can go ahead and take your information down, yes, and give you a call when a full-time job becomes available.
Perfect. Should I just fill the application or you want to take any information from me?
I will go ahead and put it in our database if you provide me with your first name, last name, and your best contact. So I have your information here. You're looking for a full-time Class A out of Salt Lake City. We'll go ahead and give you a call if a full-time route becomes available.
Sure. If you can note, I do have like 10 years of experience, no accidents, no violations, and no drugs. And I don't have any record, criminal or any otherwise. No trouble with the law.
Perfect. Okay, we'll go ahead and follow up with you. I already have put in your information into our database. We'll go ahead and give you a call if anything becomes available.
Thank you. That's kind of you.
Of course, no worries. Thank you. You have a wonderful day, sir.
You too, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.